The origin of Dawn Ridge. Time period, late 1700s, early 1800s, when the Cape Colony was growing and the British were tightening control over southern Africa. Gina's early life. Gina was born among the Amakosa in the Eastern Cape. Known in his youth for his keen mind and restless curiosity, he learned not only the traditions of his people but also the mechanics of European tools from settlers he observed at the frontier. His gift for navigation began when he learned to read the night sky, and later the compass, from a retired Dutch sailor stranded in a frontier trading post. By his late 20s, Gina worked sporadically at Cape Town harbor, mending sails, fixing rigging, and ferrying supplies to incoming ships. European captains quickly learned he was the man to call if a vessel needed quick repairs before dangerous voyages. The ship and the storm. One day, a British merchant vessel docked in Cape Town for urgent repairs after nearly capsizing in heavy seas. The ship's owners persuaded, and subtly coerced, Gina to join the crew as a temporary hand, promising high pay and quick return. But Gina sensed it was not entirely voluntary. He had been hired under terms he could not refuse. Among the passengers was Eleanor Whitford, a 19-year-old Englishwoman, recently orphaned after her parents died of fever in India. She had been sent to live with relatives in Cape Town but was now bound for Mauritius to join a merchant family. Days into the voyage, a violent storm struck between South Africa and Madagascar. Gina's skill at the helm saved the ship from immediate destruction, but the vessel's main mast snapped, and currents carried it far east, past Mauritius and deep into uncharted waters. The wreck and the rescue. At dawn, the ship was driven onto a jagged reef near a small, volcanic island, black cliffs rising above turquoise waters. The hull cracked, and the crew scrambled for the lifeboats. In the chaos, Eleanor was thrown overboard. Without hesitation, Gina plunged into the swirling water, dragging her, and the young son of a cruel overseer who had mistreated Gina aboard ship, to safety on the beach. This act shocked Eleanor. He had risked his life for the child of his oppressor. In that moment, her heart shifted. Love in no man's land. Over the weeks that followed, only a handful of survivors remained, most either perished at sea or left in a small dinghy that was never seen again. Gina and Eleanor learned to live off the island's abundance, tropical fruit groves, wild goats, freshwater springs. It was in this isolation that the barriers of race, class, and colonial law dissolved. The loss of her parents, the same tragedy that had once been her despair, became the strange, divine thread that bound her to Gina. He taught her to fish, to navigate by stars, and to name the constellations in Amakosa. She in turn taught him to read English poetry from the salt-stained books she had carried in her trunk. They named the place Dawn Ridge, for